We're back with your Gatorade Big Stat and a focus on the Fighting Illini. After an historic 2024, Illinois now has the opportunity to win 10 games in back-to-back seasons, which would be the first time that's ever been accomplished in program history. Illinois also just one win away from securing bowl eligibility in consecutive seasons. The last time that happened, 2010 and 2011. Excited to have the head coach of the Illini, Bret Bielema, joining us for today's big interview. Bret, welcome in. I want to start off the field because I know you're a huge family guy. That does apply on the field as well. But you have two girls who are like the perfect Halloween age, and it is Halloween day. So I'm curious as to what the Bielema household looks like and feels like today.
You know, I'm a big routine guy. Obviously last night was Thursday night. It's the only night I let my coaches go about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Usually we're here till late in the evening, but I usually let them out. I have a team meeting at 5:15, but then I quickly go down to my office, pack up for the night, and I get to attend dance class on Thursday nights. And last night I saw my youngest daughter, who is Luke Altmaier, on Halloween in a Luke Altmaier jersey, performing tap dance last night. And so I took a video of that, sent it to Luke, said, I don't think I've ever seen your jersey do this. And then Friday mornings, I got an early haircut this morning at 6 a.m. and I go back and take my daughters to school. It's a Friday drop off, and to drop my girls off at their private school with the some of the nuns and people out in front dressed as dinosaurs and inflatable chipmunks was pretty entertaining, to say the least.
That's awesome.
Hey, Coach, now you got to be a big candy bar guy, right? I mean, I've got some good friends in Pittsburgh. Honest to God, this time of year, like 2 weeks before Halloween, they got to go and get the big candy bars at Costco.
Yeah, the king-size bars.
King size at Costco, because they did that when they were kids. I don't know. I'm betting Bret.
You think the house? You think they give out king-size bars?
Yeah, maybe.
That's one thing I'm not in charge of. I did see some Halloween bags on the counter, but I quickly stay out of that one.
Smart move. Hey, Bret, I want to go back to Monday. I listened to your entire press conference, and one thing kind of really stood out to me. You said there was a reminder after the Washington loss to the team about what's happened over the last couple of years since you got to Champaign, and how the culture and the mindset changed, that losing or not playing your best was no longer acceptable, and that there was a reminder of that after you guys got back this past weekend. So without sharing too much inside info, how do you remind the guys about that kind of mindset and how important it is throughout the course of November?
Well, you know, Rick, you've been with the Big Ten Network a long time. Illinois hasn't always been that great, right? And it took a long time to change that environment, not just in our building, but, you know, all around campus and in the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics. And we've worked really hard to get this place to where we want it to be. And obviously we're not even close to where I think we can go. But, you know, the loss at Washington was the first time we had lost back-to-back games in over a year, and only happened once last year as well. So it's just one of those things. I always say this, right? When you have failure, there's two things that can happen. You can either set your standard that's not acceptable and remind you of where you want to go, or you can accept what you've done and it becomes commonplace again. And obviously we don't want that. So I thought it was a really important thing to stress to our guys that what we went through at Washington was not acceptable, and we got to change the narrative. It starts with me as a head coach. I took a lot of responsibility during that bye week to look at what I was doing with our coaches, with our staff, with our players. This week we're playing Rutgers, a team that I got a lot of respect for, and know a lot of those coaches. I know they're going to come in here and give us their best shot. So we got a tremendous opportunity on Saturday.
Hey, Coach, you know, obviously the schedule, everybody knows the schedule was brutal this year, the draw you got. But put that aside, you know, I've been following your team since Wisconsin days. And the one thing when you played Bret Bielema team, it was going to be, you better have your mouthpiece, because you were going to get hit in the mouth. You were going to be out physical, starting with your offense and defensive lines. As I was watching you a little bit this year, and maybe it's an extension of what you were just talking about a little bit, I call it the Super Bowl hangover. You know, hey, we set records. We were on the national scale last year, national conversation. We're a veteran team, and the mindset. Has it been the injuries? And I know you've been banged up, but it seems like your line play has been a little bit inconsistent. 1 week fantastic, the next week, you know, not where you want it. Any thoughts on that, why that might be? Injuries, Super Bowl hangover, whatever reasons? I'm curious.
Yeah, Coach, good point. You know, we last year we lost a Minnesota game and came back and won out the rest of the regular season, won the bowl game, and then the one thing about when you win a bowl game, it's that last game for almost an entire 6 months, right? And then we start off the year, we beat a Western Illinois team. We go on the road, beat a Duke team, who I think is a good football team, come back, beat Western Michigan, and then, you know, obviously have a tough experience at Indiana, you know, and I think we needed to learn from that. I did like the response to come back and beat USC, you know, a team that we had a walk-off field goal to win it, but we dropped 2 balls inside the 5-yard line. I mean, we can't win games doing that, and I was trying to bring attention to that in the best way humanly possible, but, Coach, you're exactly right. I think you know, there's a reason I've emphasized O-line and D-line play my entire career. I think when big people talk, people listen. I think when big people play the way they play, people pay attention. So we've tried to concentrate on that a little bit more and get back to that, and hopefully that'll show up a little more on Saturday than ever before.
Let me ask you a question about Luke Altmaier, your quarterback. You know, I remember when he was a sophomore, I guess it would have been, I saw some good things that excited me and some things that said, oh boy, you know, I know turning the ball over is not going to go well with old Coach Bielema for sure. The last 2 years, honestly, and I've said this on this show, I think he may be one of the most underrated, least talked about quarterbacks in the country. I mean, the guy, I think, has really played super. I know the last week or two he's pressing. Everybody's down there pressing. It's that point in the season, but what's been his biggest turnaround? I mean, God, the guy, you know, last year and all this year up until, like I say, the last maybe week or two pressing, this guy has been as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah, you know, Coach, you're spot on. I think the thing that's really been impressive to me ever since he got here is as many quarterbacks I've been around, you know, he's incredibly accurate, but what he sees is reality. He is a very, very aware football player. He sees the game extremely well. When he doesn't see it the way that it happened, he's the first to admit it. He's a very Christian, faith-based oriented kid, so he can't tell you anything but the truth. He's a really good leader. He's not one of those guys maybe that, you know, just storms into the room and takes it over, but by the time he's there, people are going to know who he is and what he does. His statistics are unbelievable. Yeah, he's had 3 picks on the year. 2 of them are batted balls that, you know, tip balls that went in the air and they caught him. 1 ball last week, he kind of underthrew a little bit, and I know he wished he had that one back, but he is taking care of the ball. He's extremely accurate. The numbers he's putting up, we have a record-breaking year again offensively with points scored, some of the totals, but we got to run the ball in critical moments. We have to be better, and you're exactly right. I think the only thing that I would say is we can't press, right? Like, obviously last week we didn't play great on defense, and I think he was feeling that a little bit and created that last turnover or even the first turnover. So we got to play within ourselves. Let's stick to the recipe. You know, we always talk about how we want to play the game, and I think it's very important to stay that course and get all 3 phases to play well, and I think a lot of good things can happen.
Okay, Coach, on a lighter note, okay, every week or so, when I'm walking down to do my Big Ten TV, I call Jimmy Johnson, and we talk, and he's fishing, and I'm walking down to go to work. And he says, what about my friend Bret Bielema? He doesn't come and visit me at the Keys. And I said, he's got NIL, he's got Portal. And he says, what's Portal? What's NIL? What are you talking about?
Retired life is pretty good if you can get it, right?
So I'm just passing, I'm the messenger in this deal. No more Keys. I'm covering for you. I'm telling him that you've been busy. He doesn't understand, you know?
You know, when I used to make those Keys runs with him, and I was maybe married, but I didn't have 2 little ones, right? When I get a spare moment, it's hard to express to Briella Brexley and my wife Jen that, hey, I'm going to go hang out with Jimmy Johnson and do some sail fishing. But yeah, Jimmy, I was excited to see the reunion of him last week down in Miami. Kind of see the awards he's achieved in the last year, but it's a tight knit group. And you know, the NIL world, as you know, Coach, like it's just created a window. Pro football and college football are now mirrored to one another more than any other time in my life. Not only that, but, you know, in the NFL, there's a 53-man roster, a practice roster. We really are dealing with about a 60 to 70-man travel roster in college football that you got to focus on those players. You want to retain as many as you can, but, you know, our roster really now is about retention, removal, and acquisition, very similar to the NFL. So I'm excited about where we're at, but we got 4 games here. This first one on Saturday against Rutgers, it is going to be a huge effect on our program. As Rick mentioned in the opener, right? We've done some good things. We just got to get this season back on track and get our guys in a position to be successful each week.
Brett, you mentioned the connection between the NFL and college football and how much more like the NFL college ball is now. So it led me to think about your time in between Arkansas and your return to the Big Ten at Illinois. You obviously spent some time with a lot of different visiting NFL programs. I know you've talked in the past about how you felt like that time made you a better coach because it allowed you to reflect back on what worked and what didn't. How much did that time now help you when you are in this era of college football that is so much like the NFL?
My first year in the league, fortunately, I was in New England. We won a Super Bowl that year. I was kind of my official title was special assistant to the head coach with Coach Belichick. So I did a lot of projects for him. I did a little bit on defense, but I also did some offense. One of the first things I did is a red zone report on 4 seasons, 4 different teams. And I gave that report to our coordinators, Brian Flores, who's now the DC at Minnesota, Josh McDaniels, who's now back at New England, and to Coach Belichick. And I just remember looking in detail at second down, which was kind of what I labeled the most forgotten down in football. So there's a lot of practical X's and O's. But then Coach Belichick, he really involved me a lot on being on the road, evaluating the offensive and defensive linemen, but then also the roster management once they're on our roster about what we're paying them, why we're paying them, where it was. So I've definitely drawn from that. My 2 years in New England, we were playoff teams both years, and then I only did about a half a year with New York before I came to this Illinois job. So, yeah, a lot of valuable experiences that carried us forward to where we are, but nothing more important than this Saturday to get our mind and our focus on this Rutgers team who played a game last week against Purdue, pulled off a win, and I know they're going to come in here with a lot of confidence. They almost repeat the same trip coming back into the Midwest, same exact kick time this week.
All right, Brett, we finish these coach interviews each week with a little game of 3 and Out. These are quick-hitting questions that give you first down, second down, third down, and get you out of here on the final one. So in the spirit of Halloween, first down, what's the best costume of all time that you've ever worn?
Fonzie, Happy Days. I grew up in a little era there. That was the only one we had going.
Perfect. Never jumping the shark with Bret Bielema. All right, second down, best and worst Halloween candies of all time.
I know I probably look like a guy that likes candy. I'm not a sweet tooth guy. But if I would say the worst, candy corn by far. Never really kind of got into it. I know that we're in the Midwest. Maybe that's not a good thing to say. But my favorite, I'm a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I'm a purist, a traditionalist at heart.
I agree on both counts. All right, third down, scariest team or individual player you've ever had to game plan against?
I think there's probably a lot of different, but when I was at Wisconsin, we were playing in a Rose Bowl, and they had Mamba, I think it was number 3. They had a wide receiver who punt return guy who kind of could change the game in a heartbeat, and just the pure speed of him on the field. I remember at that time, I was kind of like, this is a different deal. As a player, one of the first games I ever played in was against Michigan State, and I was talking noise on Tony Mandrich, and all of a sudden life was real. I was on his side, lined up against him on a 3rd and 4, and let's say I never got close to the quarterback, and that guy manhandled me pretty well. So a little bit of a double dip answer.
All right, the incredible bulk Tony Mandarich. Also, DeAnthony Thomas, I believe, the number 3 that you were referring to in that game inside the Rose Bowl. And lastly, we'll get you out of here on this. You're a guy who has called some successful trick plays in your career. What's the best trick play you ever called that turned out to be a treat for your team?
I just relived it. We have a couple old linemen that I'm recruiting this week. I have a young man down in South Florida. I'm trying to convince why he should come here. And we have on record the largest human to ever throw a touchdown pass in college football. Sebastian Tretola was the SEC Lineman of the Year. I lined him up and he acted like he was kind of out of his sorts, and he was lined up incorrectly. So we lined up in a little over formation. He came trotting back behind, and they snapped the ball directly to him, and he could throw the ball on a dime. He rolled to his right, hit an eligible center on a throwback touchdown pass. And when he rolled out of getting hit, he did a Heisman pose at 350 pounds. So it was probably one of my more entertaining, really magical moments. Still on the internet live, Sebastian Tretola, Arkansas, I believe 2000, maybe 16. It was pretty live.
Always great stuff with Bret Bielema, both on and off the field. Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck this week against Rutgers. Happy Halloween to you and, of course, to the girls as well.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Coach. Have a great one. ILL.